Hello, and welcome to a special edition of Health Update. Today, we'll be discussing physical health advice with our special guest, Dr. Bill, who is the owner of the company Golden Home Fitness, and William Henson, who is a personal trainer at Golden Home Fitness. It's not about ideas, but it's about making ideas happen. So please, tune in for the show. Welcome, Bill and Will.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So, Dr. Bill, tell me, how did Golden Home Fitness begin?
Well, just call me Bill.
Okay.
And it was really an evolution. I was an athlete in college. I was a varsity gymnast, and really prided myself at being, incredibly fit. As the years went on after college, I sort of got out of it, and I went on and got my medical degree, and after I left medicine about 17 years ago, I went into venture capital and started a few companies. And about 5 years ago, I suddenly realized that I was about 40 pounds overweight and way far away from where I was as far as fitness. So I did something that I'd never done before, and that is get a personal trainer myself. I was always one to join health clubs, and I would join a health club and then I would go for a few months and then stop going, as most people do. So this is the first time I actually got a personal trainer, and it was a fundamentally different experience than I ever had before. Well worth the cost, and because you have someone who really is watching you all the time and you can't really avoid training.
Yeah.
I lost the 35 pounds and felt better than I've ever felt, in the past 20 or 30 years. And it suddenly occurred to me that this is something that I could actually give to other people, because home services like this really don't exist to the extent that I think they can exist. So that's what was the nidus of Golden Home Fitness.
Okay. Well, can you tell us a little bit about the Golden Home Fitness?
Sure. So prior to having the company, I also had another franchise that I wanted to try, which was a tutoring company, and it was a home-based tutoring company, and sort of was a concierge concept where we would go in and find out exactly what the client needed, what the student needed, and match them with the most appropriate tutor. I thought that you could do the same thing. I had one of these aha moments in the gym with my personal trainer. It's like, why couldn't we do this with personal training? So I developed a in-the-cloud database to manage everything, and gave access to both trainer and client so that they could see all their sessions and all their paperwork and everything being transparent as possible. And then did the same type of process. We start all our initial consultations as free in-home consultations. We go in, I usually do the consults, go in and talk to the client, find out exactly what they want to accomplish with the personal training. Since I have the medical degree, I kind of field all the questions about what kind of injuries they may have, or what metabolic issues, or what physically they are capable and not capable of doing as it applies to training. And then once we figure out that this is something for them, then I use that information to match them to the best trainer possible, and we guarantee that match. So for an elderly client, we want to use a trainer who has not only the appropriate certificates for personal training, but also someone who is more towards a physical therapy bent, or corrective exercise bent. Because these people aren't necessarily the ones who want to get shredded for the beach. They want to just feel better and move better. So we have a host of different type of trainers with different certificates that I've hand selected so that I can match them to the most appropriate client.
Wow. Okay. Wow. So you said you had a website. Can you go into the website a bit? Yeah,
the website can be found at www.goldenhomefitness.com. It's all one word. And on the website, you can easily find the host of our trainers as well as all our services. If you are interested in a home consult, it is free. Just send us an email, contact us that way, or just contact us by calling us. on our office number, which is 844-704-9477. And that usually goes directly to me, and I can answer any of your questions that you may have about the training.
Well, speaking of training, we have a personal trainer right here, Will. And
thank you.
Tell me, Will, how did you get into personal training and then into Golden Home Fitness?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So I've kind of always been interested in fitness to some degree. I mean, at least since I was 10 or 11 years old. I mean, before that, I would, play soccer and things like that growing up, do, normal physical activity. But ended up sort of committing more towards sports and getting myself in better shape more consistently. So, just be working out constantly or doing crazy things, riding my bike all around the neighborhood for hours on end, running up and down stairs. All through high school, I was playing football, and strength and conditioning was a big part of that in terms of, you want to lift weights, get better. And so really fell in love with training. A lot of the times I would end up, writing workouts for people to do at a field or things like that. Went to school at Boston University and was interested in helping other people through health and wellness. I had done a lot of research through high school on the obesity epidemic in America, a lot of inequities in access to good nutrition and things like that. And ended up studying business administration at BU because I kind of looked at it as you can have only so much impact as one person, but being able to kind of scale that into a business or really reach more people, or it could be a nonprofit or just some organization where you can harness a lot more people's talent and energy is at least appeals to me a lot more. And so taking classes at BU, I was super interested in exercise science, nutrition, sports psychology. They happened to offer a course through the fitness center that went over all of those things. And at the time, it wasn't necessarily designed to prepare you for the personal training exam. But it covered a lot of materials, and then I studied for a month after that, took the personal training exam through the National Strength Conditioning Association, passed it, thankfully, so that's good. And then I did some stuff working at a YMCA as a personal trainer, did strength conditioning for my high school football team, which was a lot of fun. Since then, I've worked for over 3 years now at Boston University as a personal trainer. I've done an internship in different sports performance and fitness facility. And have been working with Golden Home Fitness officially since January, but really a lot more since March. So doing one-on-one personal training, a couple semi-private, small group training things, as well as an area leader doing more of kind of business development and marketing stuff, kind of helping distribute some of this content and knowledge that can help people through, say, our free video series. We have a podcast. So I'm really interested in that because just reaching and helping the most amount of people possible with such an important thing that so many people take for granted. And it can have such a profound effect on things from mental health to your cognitive function at work, relationships. I mean, the number of years you live, dramatically impacted by your health and wellness. So, yeah, I'm very into it. So it's, it takes up a lot of my time and interest.
Okay, so, wow, I've always thought about how, like, I mean, me personally, I've just been the type of person to go out and, work out by myself. But, like, the idea of having someone come in to your own home and, like, actually, like, push you to, work towards what you want to be physically and being healthy is just an amazing idea. And I'm glad that you guys have made it a reality. So, you said something about a podcast. Can you go further into that?
Yeah, so, our mission is, we strive to help empower people to live longer, fuller lives no matter their age. And you can see on our t-shirts, 3 core values are being flexible, affordable, and professional. And part of being affordable is putting out content that people can access for free. So even if they can't necessarily afford our higher end services, we do also have a range of services at different price points. But we want to be able to help people put out content that people can consume and take action on to actually, make an impact in their life. So you can find that on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Anchor, by searching for Golden Home Fitness Radio, which is also distributed through our Facebook, Instagram pages, and pretty much anywhere you can find us. And so that's been a lot of fun. The structure for that is we'll typically interview one of our trainers. Bill was on the podcast last week talking about his own experience with fitness as well as with starting the company and some of the thoughts behind that.
Yeah.
And typically explaining why people got into personal training, their motivation, and why they really want to help people with that, as well as some frequently asked questions. Could be something like, I really want to do push-ups, but I just don't know where to start, or I hear a lot of people talking about counting calories. What's this all about? And then we'll kind of go in depth, provide resources for people, and then you like to finish with a kind of fun question, which for example, one was if there's any place we were talking about working out outside, and so we asked, if there's any place in the world you could work out, where would that be? And then we were talking about working out on a boat by the Great Barrier Reef or Machu Picchu, or somebody who's one of our other trainers, super into calisthenics, talking about why he wants to be able to fly and he wants to be Superman, and so it's fun. It's a good time, so check it out.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if I could work out anywhere, it'd have to be somewhere in a beach or like somewhere where I could just after working out, just relax, because.
Oh yeah.
Because after my workouts, I need
That's the best post-workout.
Literally just to
dive in the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially the ocean. Yeah. Somewhere near where water is. So, Bill. So you talked about your trainers, and like, obviously each has their own area of expertise. So, explain to me, how many trainers do you have in?
So we have about 18 trainers now, and I'm glad you asked about the trainers, because we really take a lot of effort into screening the most appropriate people. So with the understanding that one of the biggest barriers to training people at home is the fact that a person is going to be coming to their house and training them there. So there's a lot of safety issues involved with that. So we want to make sure that all our trainers are nationally certified with at least one certificate.
Yeah.
Most have multiple certificates in different subspecialties. We want to make sure that they're reference checked and as well as background checked. And then I also handpick all the trainers. I have a one-on-one with all the trainers, and within the first few minutes if this is, they may have all the certs in the world, but if they're not appropriate, if they're not professional, if it's something just doesn't quite, then that's not necessarily someone you want to have go into someone's home. That's a big deal, and I respect the privacy that people have, and we try to really respect that as much as possible. So that's how we go through hiring the trainers. They're all super people. They do have these subspecialties that are really kind of eclectic. We have one trainer up in Chelmsford area that likes to work specifically with women with breast cancer, either have breast cancer and going through chemotherapy or had it. Others are into Tai Chi as well as the standard personal training. So it's really important for me to know the personalities of each trainer, because I use that to really match them to the client. Truth be known, all our personal trainers can give any of our clients a great workout. But they all can't motivate them in the same way. When it really comes down to it, that's what you're really buying. You're buying our expertise, but you're also buying our motivation and to help you get through the workout.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow. So let's say someone's watching this right now and thinking, I want to be a personal trainer for Golden Home Fitness. How should they prepare to become a Golden Home Fitness trainer?
Well, they need to have a national certificate. So we take trainers with certificates through ACE, through NASM, ISSA, a number of different certifying organizations. They need to have some experience, preferably one-on-one. And if they can train outside of the gym, that's even better, because for the most part we don't train people with machines. Obviously we don't carry a machine. And we do a lot of body weight training. As a gymnast, I never touched weights. You don't really need to touch weights.
That's true.
So that's the dirty little secret in gyms.
Hope you guys got that.
It's you don't need big weights unless you want to really build hypertrophic, big muscles. And if that's the case, then you belong in a gym. You're not one of our clients. But for the most people don't want to do that, and so we can help them around that. We supplement all our clients' workouts with stability balls and mats and things like that, which we give to our clients. We don't have them buy them. We just give them.
Okay. Oh wow. Wow.
And they can keep them. And then if a trainer makes a case for a client that they would benefit from a roller ball or specific bands or something like that, then we usually will just buy them for the client and send them to them.
Oh, wow.
So we try to take as much out of the equation as possible to make it as easy as possible for the client to train. So all the client has to do is be there when we knock on the door.
Yeah, wow, and then the process begins.
And the process begins, and there's that accountability. And because they're paying money for this, it's a great motivator for them to actually do the workout.
Oh wow, yeah, that sounds amazing, honestly.
How many times have people joined a gym, gone for a few times in January, and then
just left.
not go, or go and not really do anything, or go and not know what to do?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people like that, and if you were honest with yourself, you would. With myself, I've done that a lot. And we're a good price performer for as far as that's concerned.
Honestly, that's literally amazing. Like I remember when I first started lifting, like luckily I had a friend who knew about it, but like I feel like most people who want to get into the gym don't really have that friend to really show them.
Right.
And even when I had that friend, he like was more into his workout than mine. So like he did his own thing, and I'd be like, all right, well, I guess I'll just do dumbbells or something. So to have that,
and that's dangerous too. It's all great to join a gym and go and start working out, but if you don't know what you're doing, you're potentially putting yourself in a situation where you can get hurt.
Oh, definitely.
And if you're older, in your 40s or 50s, you can't really afford to get hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
And all 20-year-olds out there who are going in and getting hurt and then getting better, they're going to pay for it when they're 40 or 50 or 60, because that's when it's going to come back.
Well, oh, wow. Hey, well, good to know.
Just a warning.
Just a warning.
As someone who's there.
Wow. So, yeah, no, this sounds like amazing. Honestly, I'm really impressed with everything you guys are doing. But, wow. But so, I have to ask you, you said that you guys have different services. So, can you go through
Yeah, absolutely. And just I'll start bouncing off one of the things he was saying.
Go ahead.
So our main values, we come to you, and so that's really wherever you are. So a lot of people own their private home and come to train them in the living room. If they have a little gym in their basement, that's great. A lot of people, if they live in luxury apartment complexes that have a fitness center, some places are really nice and have a full section of selectorized machines, and then we can use those, if they're available. And even office buildings, if they have a gym, or even if they don't, we can get it done with pretty much whatever you need. So we have one-on-one training, which is you coming in, working with that trainer one-on-one. You're going to do the workouts as well as get guidance on what to do the rest of the time. We can't give nutritional advice most of the time. We partner with registered dietitians and nutritionists to do that. We have semi-private training where it could be you and a spouse or a friend. That's definitely a little bit more affordable because you're splitting the cost to a degree, and we have our pricing available online and all that. And then we also have a really cool online training option, which is a hybrid of in-person and online training through this awesome mobile app called Trainerize.
Oh, wow.
And so basically, that's a way more affordable price point where you might see the trainer in person once or twice a month. We're working on doing some really cool virtual training options if you can't be there in person. Let's say, just move to California or something. But that's really cool because then you're going to get the whole training program periodized over time, exactly adapted based on your actual results as you get them. You can send video feedback. It's super integrated with their really wide video library, YouTube, so you can input basically any exercise ever, and then the client sees exactly how to do it. I could go on, but obviously I like it. That's super affordable, and especially for young professionals or people who are have kids, super busy. Maybe they can't get the time, but a 30-minute workout, if you're doing it on your own, maybe you won't do it at all, or it's not going to be as effective. But if you have that online guidance, and then you're still seeing that trainer every so often, that can be a really cool way to maintain that success over the long term. And then maybe sometime in the future, you can get the time or money to invest in that fully in-home trainer. But that's really the key, is sustaining that progress consistently over time. And, you know, with personal training, we'll see it sometimes that people get super gung-ho, pay a ton of money for a personal trainer, but then they're gone in 3 months, and
they stop.
And then a lot of the results they had, you know, bounce back the opposite or whatever. And, you know, so for some people, if that's their goal, or getting ready for a wedding, and that really is their only goal, you know, that's okay too. We would obviously prefer to invest in their long-term health. But, you know, so the range of things we have is a really good option for, let's say you kind of need to downsize from fully in-home personal training, or, you know, you've been used to training on your own in a gym, you're stuck in that training rut, but you want that expert guidance. You know, you can see somebody every so often so they can make sure you're moving properly, as well as getting that video feedback from the online app. You know, it'll send you notifications telling you it's time to work out. It's got integrated interval training. I mean, it's like, it's the only app you need for that if you're going through this service. So.
Wow.
I don't want to hold.
And just to bounce off something Will said about the condo complexes, we are working with a number of condo complexes now in and around the city. And the benefit to the client is that not only can we train you in that fitness center, which has a lot more of equipment, but we also give discounts, significant discounts for any tenant of these properties that we're working with. So if you are part of a property that has a fitness center and you want us to come out there and train you, then talk to your leasing manager to give us a call, and we're more than happy to come out and have fitness days, which are free to them, free to everyone. We come out for information and answer questions the tenants may have, and then if the tenant wants to sign up with us, we give those significant discounts. And we do those for employers too. We're just starting to move into the employer market also.
Oh, wow.
Which is incredible in terms of the research there, in terms of investing in employee health. I mean,
it's incredible. There's hard dollars to be saved.
It's incredible. I mean, based on like stock performance alone, they've done research on companies that performed best on health indicators on a hero scorecard, and it performed those companies publicly traded performed 32% better than the S&P 500 between 2009 and 2014. I mean, it's $1 invested in preventive health care to make sure people are actually staying fit, staying healthy, is in other research has resulted in $6 saved in healthcare expenses, reduced claim costs of over $1,400 per person. So
companies like J&J really spearheaded this. Whole Foods is big into this, and it's really moving out to a lot of the big companies, and we're trying to get into the smaller companies, you know, 50 to 100 employees or more.
And healthy people stay with the company longer too. Some of the biggest impacts has been on voluntary attrition and the reduction in voluntary attrition. So employees that feel cared for and feel that their health and their well-being is a central part of the company's identity and the company culture, they don't leave. And attrition and turnover is a massive cost for a lot of companies. So health is a hugely important thing, and it's one thing that most people take for granted a lot of the time.
Wow. So how many companies are you actually partnered with?
We're just starting with the companies now. We're still looking to partner with employers, but we are working with 8 or 9 properties,
luxury condo complexes. Our main focus is definitely on the individuals.
Of course,
we want to build a relationship with people who, you know, really want to invest in their health. They just, you know, have been stuck, and they need that person to come to their door, you know, 2 or 3 times a week, give them that expert guidance, show them exactly what they need to do. And even if they've had, you know, a lot of sports and exercise in their background, for whatever reason, if they just can't stick to something, or they have something big coming up, you know, we want to just be there to help those people and empower those people to be the best version of themselves that they can be, and show up to perform every day.
I mean, I still use one of my own trainers.
Oh, wow.
So
how many pull-ups are you doing now? Is it 6 or 6 something?
Well, I'm doing sets of 5 now, so I do 5 sets of 5.
And at 60?
At 60.
Oh, wow.
So I want to get back to my 20 or 30 that I used to be able to do when I was in my 20s. And
just getting started.
Because age is just a number.
Age is just a number, yeah. So I don't want to be an 80 or 90-year-old in a walker.
Oh yeah, same. That's scary.
It's a scary concept.
So how widespread is Golden Home Fitness? Is it just in Massachusetts? Is it Boston?
We're just in Massachusetts right now. We started the company in September of 2015, so this is the end of year 2. Still growing. And we're in the greater Boston area, mostly north and west, not really so much on the South Shore.
Okay.
But we'd like to move down there, obviously.
Of course, yeah. Because people there, I'm sure, would love to have a service like this.
Well, and I would love to do that, but I think the biggest, there's still many people who just aren't aware of the fitness in the home. When people think of fitness and personal training, they think of the box store, they think of the gym.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not the case, obviously, with us. We're in either where you live, if you live in a condo complex in the fitness center, or we're in your home, in your living room, or you're outside in your backyard or something. So we have to increase that awareness.
Of course,
right.
Of course.
And they've done research on people go to the gyms that are closest to them, but if you just stay at home, that's going to be the closest gym you'll ever be a member of. And you mentioned, if you want to get bigger and things like that, maybe going to the gym is the better thing. But really, if you want to be a competitive strength sport athlete, you need to practice that sport. But for a lot of people, don't necessarily want to compete in Mr. Olympia, but they just want a fitter, more toned, or build that better physique. There's lots of things you can do, especially depending on different people's body types, building up volume or increasing the time that you're spending through different aspects of a lift to increase the amount of tension. That is going to create that muscle gain, as well as fat loss, increasing your metabolism, energy throughout the day. We had a whole podcast almost on this, so you can check that out if you want more information. Our 4th podcast with Ashley Kelly, we talked a lot about the benefits of training in-home versus at a gym and why it's not always necessary. It's not the gym that makes you fit, it's the working out that makes you fit. And a lot of the times, it's an extra cost and time suck that you don't necessarily need.
And speaking of cost, sort of the dirty little secret is that you would think that us coming to your home would be more expensive, but actually it's not the case. The high end is Equinox, where you pay an outrageous membership fee, registration fee, and then it's $160 per hour for personal training.
Wow.
Most of the other box stores, whether it's Boston Sports Club or LA Fitness, are in the hundreds, low hundreds. We're well below that. We're priced at around $80 to $85 depending on frequency. And then significant discounts if you're part of a property or something like that. So that's a big difference that people should be aware of. And the other difference is that we guarantee that match with the best trainer. If it's not working out, which has not really happened yet with one of my clients, but theoretically, if it doesn't work out, we swap out the trainer. It's that simple. So because we guarantee that motivational match.
And you get one go at this. You've got one body, you've got one health.
Right.
At the risk of sounding cliche, you really can't afford not to. Every dollar, same thing I said for the companies, the amount of money and effort and energy you put into making sure you get healthy and stay healthy now, you're going to save exponentially on healthcare costs later in life, which is ballooned to a completely unsustainable amount in this country.
Putting my medical doctor hat on, it's you can avoid so many things, problems as you get older. The hypertension, the diabetes, the high cholesterol, just by maintaining an active, lean body mass, you can avoid a lot of that problem.
And it just comes down to positive habits. Just have that healthy lifestyle, one thing at a time, day by day.
Right.
All right, we've come to the close of the show, but thanks for coming, guys, and tune in next time on www.beantv.com. Thank you, and have a great night.
Thank you.